off because he or she is not here yet. I don't have to do anything because I don't know when he or she come. That's what also makes us even more upset. We don't know when they come, so like, I don't know when they come, so it's not worthwhile start to do anything, so I just be. It's just a suggestion. Talking about suggestions, everything we're going to do are just suggestions. Okay, you don't have to believe anything what I'm saying, you don't really have to do anything what I'm saying. It would be nice, as I said, if you would keep to the agreements. We have just one day together, so it's nice if you don't skip the sessions, if you don't have to because you're sick, or you too because if you're fasting also. Headache probably, headache for me, I'm already prepared to have one tomorrow. So, yeah. So then I have no choice, I have to come here. So try to come to the sessions. You came all the way up to Nesamim, so try to get the most out of it. Okay? Okay, so we can distribute the texts. Somebody this side, somebody that side. As you see, they're quite new, so that's usually they're not used so often. Okay, then so in this kind of, I think there should be maybe for everybody, or no, I'm not sure. So then in this tradition is like one does everything bodhicitta because you want to become fully enlightened in order to be so inspiring like the Dalai Lama, who can inspire so many people. Just by being present, he makes so many people happy. So that's what we want to become, but also to have the skills to lead others, to guide others skillfully to a state which is called full enlightenment. If you do have questions, please ask. Even if you're sitting at the back and I don't understand what you're saying, somebody else here in the front might understand and then be able to translate it to me or to tell me. Do we have enough texts for those, for sure, people who want to take the precepts to have the text? Otherwise, it's not so much a blah, blah, blah thing. You can just do it in your mind, also in your head. You can just listen and think, yes, I'm taking these precepts. Also for Buddhists, okay? Also for Buddhists, like if you take them in the Buddhist way, it's like you take the whole package. You kind of take all 8 of them. If you don't want to take all 8 of them, it's fine also. You try to do it so that it's meaningful for you, okay? That's the main thing. Whatever we do, especially when it's spiritual practice, if it's not meaningful and we do it with the mind of, what kind of effect is that going to have? Okay, so we sit for, I'm sure it's sitting. We reflect for 2-3 minutes about your object of from whom you would like to take these precepts. Who would you like to make this promise to keep these precepts? You close your eyes and you think, do I have such an object? We call it object of refuge. Somewhere where the mind can go and we feel protected in a way because we're not in our anger anymore, we're not in our attachment anymore, because we are with that object of, we can call it also reference. An object of reference that we revere, that we honor, that we're happy to have, because it's the object that I get my spiritual instructions and methods from. So from my side, it's the Buddha. From your side, it's really good that you start to look. Do I have a system that gives me methods that I can apply to be able to whatever I want to do. So from my side is to be able to subdue my negative emotions without having to suppress them and without having to live them out, so that slowly, slowly they lose their power over me. Do you have such a method that is skillful and not kind of destroying you? Because so many people start to hate themselves when they feel the anger in themselves, the attachment, the greed, the tendencies, the habits. They start to not care about themselves anymore. Do you think that's helpful? It's definitely not helpful. So try to think now, the methods that you apply when you feel that in your own mind, not in the environment, but in your own mind, something is not going the way you want it to go. Don't look at me, look at your own mind. What do you do when you feel that there's fear, anxiety, depression, low self-esteem, anger, hatred, arrogance? What do you do? When you find out what you do and you find that these methods are not helpful, maybe good to change them. Maybe good to look for another system. If you have a method, and I know many of you have, and it doesn't have to be Buddhism. It can be in a religious way, thinking about God, that helps you to calm down. I don't know, I'm just suggesting things. What is your object of refuge? Where do you turn your mind to when you cannot change the situation and you feel that inside it's really getting very tight and very lonely and very small? So I give you the Buddhist method is mindfulness, to be aware of it. And anybody can use it. Buddha doesn't say, oh no, you have to become Buddhist first. Mindfulness means to know what is going on inside. To have the courage to feel it, to look at it. And then there's so many methods to transform it, but you have to learn them. When we apply these methods and we feel that they work, we remember where these methods are coming from. So in my side, and some of your side, from the Buddha. Instructions, methods, guidance, antidotes, skillful antidotes. In your case, you have to look. So then when we recite these vows, which are on page 18, you think that you are receiving them from your object of refuge. If you don't have an object of refuge, you can think I received them from the Buddha. If that kind of feels comfortable, if it doesn't feel comfortable, then again you have to find out what feels comfortable for you. I don't know, right? You can make up your own words. You can say your own words in Hebrew. It doesn't matter. But the main thing is that you understand nobody's throwing these vows at you. Nobody's saying you're not allowed to. You are saying from now on, I will not do these things. And you visualize or you think Your object of refuge is here, and you're making that progress in front of that object of refuge. So it's page 18, about in the middle. From now on, I shall not kill, steal others' possessions, engage in sexual activity, or speak false words. I shall avoid intoxicants, from which many mistakes arise. I shall not sit on large, high, or expensive beds or seats. I shall not eat food and drink in my case, and if you do the full fast, so it's I shall not eat and drink the full day. I shall avoid singing, dancing, playing music, and I shall not wear perfumes, garlands, or ornaments. If you take the Buddhist fast, you can drink as much as you want, but not full milk, not juices with pulp. You have only breakfast but no lunch. That would be the Buddhist fast. If you do the full fast, very simple. Nothing until tomorrow evening, so you don't have to kind of, when can I eat, when can I not eat? So you decide what you want to do. Now, if you don't want to fast at all, then you don't. Okay? Now, if we do the mantra, which is the next one, or maybe we can say the next verse here, which also, just as the arhats are beings that are out of samsara, just as the arhats have avoided wrong actions, such as taking the lives of others, so shall I avoid wrong actions, such as taking the lives of others. May I quickly attain enlightenment. May living beings who are experiencing the various sufferings be released from the ocean of cyclic existence, and we make a commitment, I will guide them out of cyclic existence, and for that, of course, I have to become Buddha, this generating bodhicitta. So it's not just kind of ordinary compassion where you think I want to be of benefit to others. I want to have the skills to guide and lead others out of samsara, meaning out of being under the control of negative emotions. For that we have to apply methods. It's not just sitting here and waiting for it to come. Yeah? And we have to study, and then we hear about the methods, think about them, apply them. So, now you have your object of refuge, which in that case is the Buddha. So the mantra is on page 19. Again, if you want to say it, if you think it's hocus pocus, of course, but you don't, or if you believe in hocus pocus also, then you can. Again, don't do anything you don't want to do, but we chant the mantra together, maybe not 21 times, just 7 times, slowly, and you think, or you listen, because if you don't know the mantra by heart, you cannot visualize. So you think light is coming from the Buddha, entering your crown, and kind of washing out all these negative tendencies and habits that you have, and totally kind of making them non-existent. They leave your body through your lower doors. This helps our kind of more subtle consciousness to really let go, to really understand, hey, I don't want to have these things. If you can also think that all the vows you have taken in the past are being restored, because if you take vows and then you break them, of course that creates more negative karma. Why? Because you feel guilty. It's not because the Buddha says, oh, he or she has taken vows, now he's going to be punished. We punish ourselves. Karma, nobody punishes you. It's like we do actions, it creates habits in our mind, and then the mind itself manipulates itself into a situation where the negative or positive karma can ripen. It's as simple as that. Nobody punishes you. Yeah? Okay. Om Amogashila Sambara Bara Bara Mahashuddha Sato Prema Vibhushite Buchanara Samantavalokite Ope Soa Mamogashila Sambara Bara Bara Mahashuddha Prema Vibhushite Buchanara Samantavalokite Ope Soa Mamogashila Sambara Bara Bara Mahashuddha Sato Prema Vibhushite Buchanara Samantavalokite Ope Soa Mamogashila Sambara Bara Bara Mahashuddha Sato Prema vibhushite vuchanara samantavalokite om pesoa mamogashila sambara bara bara mashuda satopema vibhushite vuchana samantavalokite om pesoa mamogashila sambara bara bara mashuda satopema vibhushite vuchanara samantavalokite om pesoha. Then we do 3 more times, and the light keeps coming, and we think that this light now is giving us or bestowing us with the awareness that we need, the mindfulness that we need, that we catch ourselves when we are about to engage in a negative action, so that we can break these habits and tendencies. And then our ethical conduct becomes totally normal, totally natural, totally effortless. Om Amogashila Sambara Bara Bara Mashuda Satopema Vibhushite Vuchadara Samantavalokite Om Peso Om Amogashila Sambara Bara Bara Mashuda Satopema Vibhushite Vuchadara Samantavalokite Om Peso Om Amogashila Sambara Bara Bara Mashuda Satopema Vibhushite Vuchadara Samantavalokite Om Pesoha. Then the prayer to keep pure morality, that's actually not Buddhist. This can be secular, it can be Buddhist, it can be Jewish. May I maintain faultless morality of the rules and immaculate morality. May the perfection of moral conduct be completed by keeping morality purely and untainted by pride. It only becomes the perfection of morality if you're not getting arrogant about it and you're not criticizing others who are not taking vows or keeping pure morality. Then we go to the next page, because that's a very nice kind of aspiration and dedication. I know it's called prayer, but it's not really, it's wishes that we send out into the world. So think that, these words that we are saying, actually we're still on page 19, because this is also very good to say. Keeping vows of not, non-aggression, not taking too many resources and all this. So we think this is my contribution to the peace and happiness of all sentient beings, and in particular to the peace and happiness of all the sentient beings of this world. Because if we're not harming anybody, if we don't gossip about them, if we don't steal, if we don't lie, we're not upsetting anybody's mind. Yeah? We forget, it doesn't just make us feel uncomfortable when we do these things, because we don't like them to be done to us also. So of course others don't like them to be done to them, but this is, if it's done to me, it becomes huge. Oh, she lied to me. It's maybe more convenient that I lie now when I lie to somebody else. I had to, right? Or mindlessly. Have you ever noticed that? We'll do that in the forgiving meditation. How my negative action that I do to somebody else, it's not so big. When somebody does it to me, it's like, whoa! Yeah? Isn't it? Totally different. It's the same action. If you're angry at somebody, well, I had to. It's normal. They did this. Somebody becomes angry at you, you also go and say, well, it's normal that they're angry because I did this. And you're happy that they got angry at you. They had to, because I didn't do what they asked me to do, so of course they have to get angry at me. Do we react like this? Yes? You're happy when people are angry at you? Voilà. So again, it's the same act. We make this huge difference between me and others, but we're all the same. We have 2 eyes, 1 nose, 2 ears, 2 hands, 2 legs, and we make, the way we're different is like, it's so small. Even in our intentions, we're all the same. We all want to be happy and we don't want to suffer. And on top of it, we all want to be friendly, but we don't succeed. We all want to be ethical, we don't succeed. We all have these values that we would like to live, we don't succeed if we're really honest. I mean, sometimes yes, but fully, wholly, I mean, not me, definitely. I don't know how it is about you. Yeah? Wouldn't you like to be a better person? Yes, no? More loving, more peaceful, more compassionate. So what are you doing to become like this? Hoping for the best. You can pray. You can pray to your object of refuge. That's what we're not going to pray, don't worry. But you can say, may I be happy, may I be compassionate. And slowly, slowly, slowly the mind will change. We'll do that tomorrow, even tonight. We'll do it a few times. It's so important. It's so important that we know what we want. You see, no wonder we are so confused. Because on one hand, we want to be generous, we want to be ethical, we want to be friendly. Then we want to be patient, right? Then we would have an occasion to do it, and then we run away. We miss the opportunity. That's why we're confused. Because we're not doing what deep down we really want. We want to be friendly. We want to be good people. Isn't it? Don't look so depressed. You should be, yeah, I want to be a good person. And you are a good person. We're going to meditate on that this evening. Because the more you believe in your goodness, not I am better than him, just my own goodness, which is very natural. This is why we all want it, because it's very natural. It's our nature to be good. It's just covered with all these ego-centered I, me, right? And everybody has it. And this is why we suffer. This is what creates all the suffering in the world, because we don't care about other people's happiness unless they're my friend, my children, my this, my that. Then we start to care about them. Yeah? Before, why would I? I'm just thinking about the 8th chapter in Shantideva, where he gives you good arguments why we should not think like this. It's on the 21st, 22nd of October in Pomona. How to learn to exchange. That it makes sense to exchange my own happiness for the happiness of somebody else. The same way as a mother does it very automatically for her children. Right? So we think we have taken these vows. This is a good step to contribute to the peace and happiness of this world. This is why, please keep the agreements that we're making. Not to talk, tomorrow until 3 o'clock, not to do this, not to do that, not to do this. Then you're not disturbing anybody's mind. And if you succeed not to talk, not blah, 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 until 3 o'clock in the afternoon tomorrow, then be very happy about it. Also this we forget. We forget to rejoice when we do things right. Yeah, we all want to be good. And this is what the Buddha says, maybe also other religions, I don't know. At the basis, we're all good. And this is why we want it. If we wouldn't be naturally good, why would everybody want to be good? When somebody tells us, you're such a good person, what does it do to you? You go, oh, no. Maybe you go like this outside, but inside you get in touch with your own goodness because somebody recognized it, isn't it? So we'll do the reflection on this. You tell yourself that you're a good person. Not comparing, because everybody has this natural goodness. And what we're trying to do, that when we are going around friendly and good and this and that, we're trying to bring out the friendliness in others. Sometimes we succeed very quickly. Have you ever smiled at a stranger and that stranger very spontaneously smiles back? It's so easy. It's so simple. Even he doesn't smile back. You smiling makes you a happier person. You don't even have to buy them an ice cream. Okay, so we are on page 20, where we read this very nice aspiration or dedication prayer. You can use it as an aspiration, you can use it as a dedication. May all beings everywhere plagued by sufferings of body and mind obtain an ocean of happiness and joy by virtue of my merits. I mean, isn't that wonderful? Because me doing good things, may others be able to benefit from it. Isn't that wonderful aspiration? We can say that every day. In the morning, before you get out of the house, you know, like, yeah? And you think, whatever I do, may be of benefit to others. It's cheap, it doesn't cost anything, it's healthy. You know? Open heart is so healthy. You can enjoy your food in a better way. You enjoy even your work might be able to enjoy because you want it to benefit others. You think, oh, I'm working, my boss is earning a lot of money, how wonderful. If you're honest. Yeah. Whatever work you need to do. You know, I mean, I tell you one thing, because since 1 year, I don't have my own place, okay? So I'm always with, she's like, I'm homeless. I'm not joking when I'm saying I'm homeless. I don't have a key to a house that is mine. So I'm always with other people. Sometimes people give me their studio, like during Corona, and they had to be in France. So I was alone. I had the studio, but it wasn't my studio. So I took very good care of the studio. And before they came back, I cleaned it like to the last corner. Good, it was only a studio, okay? So it's not a big house, but also the house that they have. I went up to clean it. It was such a pleasure. Because I wanted to repay that kindness that she had given me for 6 months without paying anything. Rent, I had to battle with her that she let me pay the electricity that I used. That kindness, can you imagine? How would you treat such a person that gives you everything, you know, for so long, and is happy that I'm there? Because she says I have a bad conscience because I have so many empty, you know, they have 2 apartments in France, 1 house in Switzerland and a studio. She says, I'm happy when somebody is there because I feel guilty. Yeah? So then I discovered the joy of doing something for somebody that you really understand how kind they are. Effortless. If she wouldn't have let me do it, I would not have been, not devastated, that's not true, but I would have been sad. You know? And they don't let me do it sometimes, so then I have to clean before they come home. And then they're also very happy. Yeah, so this is what we're trying to do. You see, to understand how connected we are with each other, how kind everybody is to us, even those who harm us because they make us practice patience. They exhaust our negative karma. So this is how maybe perverse Buddhism is. Everybody. So we're not, you know, we're not limiting ourselves anymore. It's like, I want to be friendly to everybody. The good things I'm doing now, like taking vows and being here and forgiving and all this, may it benefit all sentient beings. Not all at the same moment, but not, you know, not just mind you yes and you no. You see? And then we don't have to choose anymore. So just this one thought, you know, I don't want to limit myself anymore just to these few people that I find beautiful, interesting, intelligent, rich, Buddhist. I want to expand. May whoever comes into my, you know, may I be friendly to them. You think it's a good attitude to go back home? Yeah, then you come home and your children make a huge mess. You know, pizza pieces lying around everywhere, chips, sticky glasses, and then, oh, may I be of benefit to them? Great! Now I can clean up their mess. How wonderful. I'm not joking. That's the thing, I'm not joking, I am serious. Then another aspiration also, you know, may no living creature suffer, commit evil, or ever fall ill May no one be afraid or belittled with a mind weighed down by depression. Such a nice thought. Because so much suffering